Hello everyone, this is Taryn with Wonderfully Made Handcrafting. Today I am working in Genesis 12. I've been working through this inductive Bible study by Colleen Searcy and Crossway, and I've absolutely loved it. This one is going through the life of Abraham. As I am working in this Bible journaling page, I am going to be using my Scrapbooking Store's February kit. This is by Echo Park Paper, and it is the kit telling our story. So that's the collection. And since my Interleave Bible is rather chunky, I really need to retire it soon and move on to a new one. But it's too chunky really to work in. And so what I do is I cut a paper and use that as my background, and then I will eventually paste that all in afterward. So I know that the Interleave Bible is a little bit over 6 by 9 inches. So I just cut my paper down to that. I have some pieces here from the titles and phrases, and also from some of the tags and cards from this kit. And so I am just cutting off what I think will work best. I really liked this little thing, the book that says this is noteworthy, and then so much gratitude for this. Those were two pieces I definitely wanted to use as I am talking about the covenant between Abraham and God, which really God upheld that whole covenant there. So I am adding a little quote right here from David Guzik from some more studying that I did. So in the beginning of Abraham's life, he's, traveling to the promised land, and then he worries because there's famine in land. So he goes down to Egypt. Then he tells his wife, who is also his half sister, but that's not anything to do with the fact, but he tells his wife to tell Pharaoh that she's just his sister. And luckily Pharaoh, by the grace of God, doesn't do anything with her. But then Pharaoh ends up rebuking Abraham because of this whole thing. And so we don't really see much trust from Abraham in this whole situation with the famine, with Egypt, all this kind of stuff. And so David Guzik has a really good quote. I like his commentary. And he says, God blessed Abram even when he didn't do what he should. God continued to protect Abram even when Abram acted like a liar. God did not call back his promises to Abram because the promise depended on God and not Abram. And so I liked that little ending part. So I added that to one of these little cards that I cut out and then fed through my typewriter. I also wanted to add the words Abrahamic covenant at the top of this page. So this is just some dies I had from Sizzix and Tim Holtz. So I will cut that out using another paper from this pack. And this is just an easy page coming all together. If you have not had a chance to check out Scrapbooking Store, they offer monthly scrapbooking collection subscriptions, and they are absolutely amazing. A really great price of only $13, and so you get a whole collection to work through. I just find it so fun, and they always pick such cute collections. So definitely check them out. I will have my affiliate link down below. And also, if you haven't checked out Crossway and Colleen Searcy's Bible, it's called Meet Me in the Bible, I believe. Yes. Meet Me in the Bible, by Colleen Searcy and Crossway. They have a couple 8-week Bible studies, and they are coming out with more. So check those out as well if you want to do a certain study. I am doing the Abraham one right now, and then I believe there's one of Paul's letters and 2 more coming out later this spring. So here I am just adding a couple more flourishes of greenery. This is just some vellum that I already had cut out. So I've kind of placed those around. I thought it needed a little bit of something extra. So I will glue all these down using my Barely Arts glue. And I'm not going to make you sit through and watch them all because it's a lot. But they are all glued down now. And now I'm looking at this cluster. I'm going to roughen up the edges a little bit, but I'm actually going to leave them, white. Usually I add a little bit of frayed burlap or some brown, but I'm going to keep it simple today. I am also adding a little flecks of the Dina Wakley gloss spray in just white. I wanted to add a little bit something extra to the background. And here I am just adding my own circles, because sometimes you got to do what you got to do to make the circles where you want them. And so I will leave that to the side to dry as I start gluing together this cluster. So I will just use my Barely Arts glue, try to get a little bit of an idea of how I want things placed. I did put a little tiny, what are they called? Little brackets almost in the sides of So Much Gratitude for this. And so brackets isn't the name I want to say, but I can't think of it right now. But anyways, I've also propped that up on some foam tape right there. And here I am adding in those vellum greenery pieces. Now, if you ever have a chance, definitely cut out a bunch of vellum greenery pieces, because they come in a lot of handy when you want to fill in a cluster. So I am just adding those 5 pieces in there, and then getting a sense of where I want this placed. I just kind of went for it. I probably should have waited a little bit longer for the gloss spray to dry, but I knew where I wanted it, so we just put it on. And I am going to use my red score tape for this, just to make sure I get good placement and it doesn't move too much. If you see in that top little corner, I also added a little mini paper clip, because those are always so cute to add. And so I will place that down. And then, guys, this page will almost be done. I'm just going to add a little bit of a drop shadow with a Uniball Signo white gel pen. Now, my gel pen's kind of old, so it probably wasn't that bright. But it did add a little bit of something, so I just had to think about it as I was doing it. I did it on the right hand side, right hand and top side of each letter, if that makes sense to you. So I'm just going to go through and do all that. I'm not going to make you see that whole thing, because it's a pretty long process. And then I don't show me putting it in my Bible, but I will use my Barely Arts glue to make sure to paste it down into the Bible on the Genesis 12 page. And guys, this page is complete. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me over on Instagram at Wonderfully Made Handcrafting. I do also have a Facebook group, so go check me out over there, and I'll link everything I use down below. Thanks, guys. Bye.